Welcome back to the Gear Shelf. Today I'm talking about why the Magic Mouse is the greatest mouse ever made. This video is to all the haters of the Magic Mouse. There are so many haters online saying that this is the worst Apple product ever made, the worst mouse ever made, the most useless piece of tech out there. I digress. This is honestly one of my favorite Apple products that they have ever made. And I'm not even saying that to be controversial. I genuinely believe that. I think a good way to look at this is a combination of a trackpad and a mouse. A mouse may have 2 or 3 buttons with a scroll wheel, whereas a trackpad is just a flat surface. So like, you could be scrolling through a timeline like this, and you can also be like scrolling back and forth. And everything feels very fluid, and you're used to like some keyboard shortcuts of like scrolling up to the top to launch mission control, or maybe even swiping a few web pages and going back and forth. These are some familiar instances of where a trackpad makes sense. And when you use a trackpad enough, you'll remember, oh yeah, I want to go to Launchpad, or I want to go access these things. I don't really like trackpad editing, and some of the reasons for this is it hurts your hand after a while pressing in, and it's just not really ideal in my opinion. That being said, this is where the Magic Mouse comes in. So the Magic Mouse simply is a little mouse that solves the biggest problem for video editors, and that is scrolling the timeline. I'm tired of holding Option and using the scroll wheel to scroll the timeline. I just want a simple, elegant solution to go down the timeline easily. And I present the Magic Mouse, because the Magic Mouse, you simply swipe just like the trackpad, you do the 2-finger gestures just like the trackpad, and you can really access everything quite easily. I really have no hate for this mouse whatsoever. I think the ergonomics are still pretty good, and I know people are like, you're not supposed to put your hand like this, and what I say is you're not supposed to put your hand on a trackpad. Why are we complaining about the Magic Mouse when the trackpad exists? Because in all honesty, this feels very comfortable to me. I've grown up with this. I love using it. There's basically only 3 issues with this product that I do need to go over. One of them that I feel like is not talked about enough by the haters actually is this is one single button. And so if you're gonna right click or left click, you can only do one or the other. So I've been like learning some 3D apps and stuff, and I can't use this mouse, which is so unfortunate. I'm like, Apple clearly could make like a haptic engine or something like that and reinvent how this feels or something, because I wish you could do both at the same time. Number 2, the reader is only like 90 megahertz a second. So if you're on a 120 hertz display, this will only display 90 hertz, so it's not as fast. That pisses me off because, why are we in the 2025 and having an issue with the DPI in a mouse? Because most mice are like really good. And then obviously the classic one is the charging port on the bottom. I think the charging port on the bottom is way overhated. And the reason why I say this is, yes, when you have to charge it, you have to flip it over upside down and you can't use it. But most of us have like a $10 mouse around, right? And so if you have a $10 mouse and you have like a lot of work you need to get done, you just use that mouse while this charges. The thing is that people don't talk about, it takes 3 minutes to charge for about an hour or 2. So once you get your work done, then you plug it in and you're chilling. You can also just charge it overnight, which I've done before too. And I rarely charge it. I mean, I probably charge it once every 3 months. And so I don't mind it. And the reason why I say I don't mind it is because the older one had AA batteries. And so you would have to go up and get AA batteries, which this is a lot easier. Well, also, not as repairable. But I've had this mouse for like 7 years now, and I've had no issues with it. I've used this as my daily driver. I travel with this mouse. I seriously love this mouse so much. And it's simply because it's the perfect video editor's mouse out there. All those Logitechs and those like Razers and all those mice that people like try to make a gaming mouse into a video editing mouse, I've never found enjoyment. Whereas this is super satisfying. I don't need to like strain my thumb on a thumb scroll wheel, and it does everything a mouse needs to do. It's simple, it looks good, it's beautiful, and I think it's Apple at some of their best design ever. And quite frankly, when Apple does good design, people get pissed off, if I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, that's my little Magic Mouse rant. If you like this video, stay tuned for more, and I will see you next week.